You know, there comes a time in every person's life when you have to face the truth. The truth of the choices you've made. A moment when the very structure you've built gets tested. This is a story about that moment, and about the incredible power of a single decision to reset everything that comes after.
And let me be clear, this isn't just some theory from a book. This is a real story, learned the hard way. It's the shocking realization that for decades, I was playing a game without having any idea what the rules were. And the cost? Well, it wasn't just financial. It was emotional. It was the damage it did to my relationships.
Just think about the life so many of us have built. That career, the prestige, the steady climb up the corporate ladder. There's a certain rhythm to it, isn't there? A comfortable feeling of security that comes with that reliable, growing paycheck.
But let's ask a tough question. With all that work, with all that apparent success, are you really the master of your money? Or has it become the master of you? Is the stability you feel actually real? Or is it just a beautiful, fragile illusion?
See, here are the hidden traps of a high income. You start to think more money is the answer, but really, it just magnifies the problems. Every raise gets swallowed whole by more spending, more lifestyle. You're building a life not on solid ground, but on the shifting sands of debt and desire.
There's an old parable about two men. Both of them were good people. Both were hard workers. The only difference was where they chose to build. This isn't just a story. It's the perfect metaphor for your financial life.
On one side, you have a house built on the solid rock of sound financial principles. And on the other, a house built on the shifting sand of impulse and ignorance. You know, they might look exactly the same on a sunny day, but a storm is always coming.
So here's the crucial point, the one thing you need to get. Your salary is not the rock. Your job is not the rock. The only true foundation, the only thing that can withstand the storms that life will inevitably throw at you, is your own financial intelligence. That's the skill that turns money into an excellent servant, instead of letting it be a terrible master.
And for the man who built his house on the sand, that storm did come. But it wasn't some dramatic hurricane or an earthquake. No, it was a simple, quiet, and deeply humiliating moment, standing in front of an ATM.
So what really happens when you believe you have the resources, but reality punches you in the face with a different message? What happens when that comfortable story you've been telling yourself for years just collapses in a single instant?
The screen just showed two words: insufficient funds. And in that one moment, there was just shock, a desperate belief that the machine, the bank, they had to be wrong, because the alternative was it was unthinkable.
But the bank statement told the real story, line by agonizing line. A whole history of spending without a plan, without a thought. The problem wasn't the bank's system. The problem was my system. The problem was me. And that right there, that was the reset moment.
Pain can be an incredible catalyst for change. That moment of clarity wasn't an ending. Oh no, it was a beginning. A decision was made right then and there. Never again. It was time to stop being a victim of my own choices and start forging a new foundation, this time on solid rock.
And this is the rock: financial literacy. It's not about complicated market secrets or fancy algorithms. It's the simple, powerful ability to manage, to budget, to actually understand the rules of the game. It's deciding to replace mindless entertainment with real education and swapping impulse for intention.
And the very first rule, the cornerstone of this entire new foundation, is a profound shift in how you think. It's this: before you pay any bill, before you make any purchase, you pay yourself first. I'm telling you, that single idea, when you apply it with discipline, changes absolutely everything.
So the path forward. It's simple, but it's not easy. It takes discipline. First, awareness. You decide right now that you will no longer be a victim. Second, education. You replace distraction with knowledge. Third, budgeting. Not as a prison, but as a tool for clarity and control. And finally, thrift. Choosing the life you want tomorrow over the things you want today. When it all comes down to it, every single dollar that comes into your life presents you with a choice. It's a choice between the present and your future. You can look at your income as a harvest, something to be consumed right away for a little bit of temporary satisfaction. Or you can see each dollar as a seed, something to be planted, to be nurtured, and to be allowed to grow into something so much greater over time. This is the fundamental choice right in front of you.
On one side, you have the fleeting pleasure of instant gratification, which always leads to a house built on sand. And on the other side, you have the deliberate discipline of planting seeds, which leads to the miracle of compounding growth and a life built on solid rock. One path is easy today, the other leads to a life of freedom tomorrow.
One thing is absolutely certain. Time is going to pass. The next 10 years will disappear whether you are paying attention or not. The only question is, when that time is up, will you have nothing left but the memories of a harvest you already consumed? Or will you be standing in a forest, one that grew from the seeds you had the wisdom to plant today? The choice is yours.